Hello everyone and welcome to my second card review. We are on the brink of a new expansion, the League of Explorers, and I'm really excited about it, tell you what. So my first card review was on the GVG cards, and it was pretty long because I covered all the cards in one episode and it was like 1.5 hours long, so let's just hope it's going to be shorter. So I have recently uploaded the last episodes of BRM because I was a bit stupid and forgot about uploading those. And in the last episode I was talking about that I'm unsure about the future of the channel, which, well, yeah. And I think I have also mentioned that I wanted a new expansion to play, so I have new Hearthstone content that I enjoy and not suffer with heroic mode, which I'm really bad at. So here's it, and without further ado, let's start it. Druid cards. Oh, and one final note. I have already checked these cards and watched the video, but this is only better because I know how this discover mechanism works, so I won't say stupid things that I would have. So just to make it clear, if you are watching this first for some reason, discover is you get 3 cards to choose from, and those cards are specific cards or random minions, and these are random spells, but these minions or spells are neutral or from your class. So just put it to the right place. So once again, started Druid, Jungle Moonkin. Both players have spell damage +2. So this card is really interesting and it has some uses. For example, at 6 mana you can combine it with Wrath, or simply at 8 mana with Swipe and things like that, but seriously, this can be detrimental to you, because let's say you are facing a mage. Well, against a mage, this is a dead card. Like, mages these days, with tempo mages like Frostbolt, Fireball, Arcane Missiles, everything, these plus spell damage that they have to work for and sometimes don't have the cards, you actually do them a favor and they might just not want to kill this card. Against some other classes like Warrior, you can... against Warrior this is not a bad card, especially with the post-nerf Patron Warrior, because there is +2 damage on the Whirlwind, which means it's 3 damage, so it kills all of its patrons. But yeah, this is really specific. So let's move on. Mounted Raptor, Death summon a random 1-cost minion. This is standard, this is the same as Piloted Shredder. It has the same stats for the same value if you check it. It's a interesting card, it's actually a druid card and not a neutral one. But I don't know if a 1-cost minion can be that good. Like, Northside Cleric is there, Zombie Chow. Well, you know this because we have that 4 mana 6/5. When I'm making videos I always forget all the cards, but you know what I'm talking about, the dragon, the Hungry Dragon, it's like 5/6 maybe. Summons it, a 1-cost minion. It's not bad. It might be just too slow for the core index. We'll see. Raven Idol. Choose one, discover a minion or discover a spell. This is a cool card. You basically do a track, imagine the quotation marks around my saying. This is a good one because it's 1 mana choose a card that's probably going to be really cool. Because it's not just like, do I have the spell or the minion I need in my deck? It doesn't matter, it's just random from your class, or as I said, or neutral cards. And it's not bad. And from spells, you know that you are going to choose from your spells, which for Druid are usually really good. So it's a good card, I think. For 1 mana, it's awesome. It's for the situation, so it's not going to be like a 1 mana card, I think. But it can be played as that. Explorer's Hat for Hunter. Give a minion +1/+1 and Death Rattle. Add an Explorer's Hat to your hand. So recently, Blizzard really made these cards that can be recycled. Like a new Barak, the TGT card that if dies you joust and it gets back if you win. You know what I'm talking about. I don't have it and rarely see it. So this is interesting, and for a control type this might be good. For Disgusting Face Hunter one, when you need to trade, this might be not so good, but interesting. It's basically a cheap thing to give to your beast, or well, anything, basically, which is not bad. And you get it back, so you can use it later. I would call it like a mid-range one, probably, or maybe a control hunter one, because you want the value one, so it's gonna have to be used more times. I'm not sure. I think it's mid-range, mostly. Resort Camel. Battle Cry. Put a 1-cost minion from each deck into the battlefield. Now this is interesting. Most decks rarely run 1-cost minions, or that much. And, well, we can see that the only good one for Priest is Northside Cleric, which if this card is like a turn 4 or 5 play, you might have minions on the board so you can kill it. So basically it's 3 mana 2/4, get a 1-cost minion, which is good, and then you kill his 1-cost minion, which some decks can be really good. You can get your wrap spinners out, but if your deck has 1-cost minion cards, like, you might have to build it around it a bit, not too much. Again, if you are mid-range with a zombie chow in your deck, this is awesome once again. So I think it's an interesting card, and it's really boosts the mid-range meta for the hunter, which is really needed. As we can see it, like everyone plays face hunter if you see a hunter. Dart Trap. Secret: when an opposing hero power is used, deal 5 damage to random enemy. And, well, yeah, I consider this the new Flame Trap, or an expansion for face hunter, unfortunately. If you have it early, or get it from Mad Scientist, you get this out. Enemy uses 0 power. If a paladin is your enemy, it might not. I think the 1/1 gonna be summoned first, and then it can be counted into the chance. I'm not sure, but usually this is going to hit the face, and for a face hunter 5 damage is really good. Let's move on. Mage. Animated armor. Your hero can only take 1 damage at a time. So as you're going to see, this expansion does something that this game really needed, slowing down the meta. This is a 4/4, but however you see it, you either deal 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage, which, again, I'm sorry to always put the blame on the face hunter, but this is the most aggro type deck, along with Tempo Mage maybe. So for Tempo Mage, it just kills it, nothing matters, like minor slowdown. For face hunter with hounds, you deal 1 damage, but for the other cards, you can just go face, because pinging for 1, it's not good. You have to go in it. Probably it's going to trade for 2 cards, and you get your slowdown. You can have a really tanky mage deck with ice blocks. The sets are not bad for what it can do, and generally it's not going to be good. For against an aggro deck, it's going to be alright. Natural Conjurer, Battle Cry, discover a spell. As always, mages left spells. This is like Spellslinger, except it's not going to... Is it Singer or Slinger? Anyways, otherwise it's not a really good card. The stats are bad. It's for tempo 6/3, but for 5 I think it dies too easily, and for a random spell it doesn't really worth it. Except if you can put it behind a taunt, but for 5 you have Sludge Belchers, Azure Drakes, so you have to think about that too. So I'm not sure if the discover spell worth it. You might have just placed something more useful like Azure Drake and draw a card that you play. Forgotten Torch. Deal 3 damage, shuffle a Roaring Torch into your deck that deals 6 damage. So that card is basically a 3 mana fireball, which is awesome. So this is like a 6 mana, deal 9 damage, but not at once. There's not much to say about it. Like, Frost Blast is good for the 3 damage. This is 1 more mana, and you get another 3 mana card that deals 6. This is going to be played a lot, I think. It can even replace Fireball. I think. Like, you can mulligan for it for early game removal, and you're just going to have a fireball sitting in your deck for 3 mana, which like basically you don't know when would your fireball come, and this would be the same if you can play this early. So you can save up a lot of mana with that. So I like it. This is a good tempo card, or good any mage card. I shouldn't say everything is tempo or not. It's just a solid card. It has a good mechanic. Paladin. Anything can happen. Summon 7 Murlocs that die this game. This includes enemy Murlocs too. So just keep that in your mind. So basically it's just perfect for the new Paladin. It enforces to play that instead of the Secret Paladin or any other Paladin decks. It has a cute art, a cute name, funny effect. For 10 mana you can fill your board with anything. So let's just, you play Ord Murkai, you play the Murloc War Leader, that's 3 card already. You play the Murloc Raider or something, that's not that called Tide Hunter, Tide Caller, something that, you know, that 2 mana to 1 charge. And then you play like these Murlocs, you play this one in the end, you get your board full with charging buffed Murlocs and bang, kill. It's not going to be a constructed deck in my opinion, because you don't want 2 of the. You might want 2 of this, but that wouldn't be too much. That would be too much actually. It's going to be like many other fun Murloc decks. I can't really see a constructed Murloc deck working too many times, like overly big win rate, but it's fun. I like it. I always like Murloc cards and Murloc mechanics. Keeper Full Demand. Battlecry, set the minions attack and have to free. This can buff your weak minions. This can buff back your what is Defender of Argus? What is the name of the card? The 3/3 set an enemy minions attack to 1. You know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. I just can't recall the name while recording. So you can just undo that maybe. You can weaken stronger cards. So, but I can't really see it working. Like the one thing, because it's a 4 mana 3/3, that's 3/4. Sorry, the stats are weak. Like it would be a 3 mana, but you can make your tempo faster. So you have a shielded minibot for turn 3 or something like that, or you still have for some reason your zombie chow out, or you know, some weak cards out, and this just pulls it up to his level, like makes it more stronger, gives it more damage. So in a deck like that, it can be really useful, like making your board stronger with a weaker card. It's tricky. Sacred Trial, another thank God, another secret for Paladin. Whenever your opponent has at least 3 minions and plays another, destroy it. So I think it's another secret that can be easy to play around, even if you don't play more than 3 minions, or just play your small one with what would you do anyways. I don't think this would strengthen the secret Paladin, now I think about it, because you have redemption. Oh my god. Okay, I'm just going to tell you the effect. You summon a minion, it gets put down to 1 HP, that's it. With this, if it breaks both, it just breaks another secret for no apparent reason. So it might just replace that. Actually, probably, not sure. It still needs 4 minions on the board, at least, with the summoned one. I don't see it played too much. But we'll see, maybe the Secret Paladin gonna make some use of it to ensure its force in the late game or mid game. But let's move on to Priest. Excavated Evil, deal 3 damage to all minions, shuffle this card into your opponent's deck. So, 5 mana 3 damage, it's a stronger Howl Nova, if you just see the mana cost. It kills your stuff or damages them, but as a priest it might not be a problem, because this is really good if we check the current meta. Patron Warrior and Face Hunter. This is awesome. Clears the board, your stuff might still be alive, and you can heal it with Circle of Healing. You can combo this with Circle of Healing. Actually, I can't really come up with anything else, but this is just a really good way to get board control and clear the small minions of the enemy. And also it gives this card to the enemy, so if we consider the previously mentioned enemies, Face Hunter and Green Patron Warrior, this card for them is a dead card. Like, if they draw with it, god damn it, I can't use this, I can't kill my own stuff, I can't use it because I have stuff on the board and I need my mana to get stuff on the board. Against control decks, this is equal. Like, you can use it, the enemy can use it, you can just pass it around. All in all, this is a very offensive card, and I like it. I like it a lot. It's Whole Nova these days doesn't seem to be strong enough with the 2 damage against most decks, and 3 is just the value that you might need most of the times. Entomb, choose an enemy minion, shuffle it into your deck. These days, priests like to get these cards, like, get a copy of it, a minion, and now shuffle a minion into your deck. For 6. Why would you do that? Like, oh, he has a Emperor Taurus, and I want it, let's shuffle it into my deck somewhere, maybe the last card. The previous card with the same one, I almost got the name in my head and not disappointed myself, but no. Anyways, so that card doesn't seem to play, this one still not play either. Oh wait, it doesn't shuffle a copy of it, now we see it. So it, oh, that's actually interesting, so it actually takes it off the battlefield, I think, and then shuffles it into your deck. Then this is going to be played a lot. Now this is different, like, no, Dr. Boom, how nice, thanks. This can be used instead of a mind control, so you don't have to wait till turn 10 to have this control potential. You just entomb that card, you zero anything else, anything that annoys you, just take it, have it in your deck somewhere, and you have another card, you know what that card is. This is actually really good. Like, I thought it's a copy, so it changes nothing, but for 6, yeah, this is good. I entirely changed my opinion. Museum Curator, Battlecry, discover a Death Rattle card. So, if you think about Priest Death Rattle cards, it's Dark Cultist maybe, and that's the only thing that pops into my mind for the moment. For other cards it's not bad. For 2 for a 1/2, it's pretty weak. If it would be a 1 mana cost minion, it would be too strong. If it would be 2/2, it would be too strong too. So 2/2 for 2 would be too strong. Yeah. Welcome to my channel. It's hard to say. I can't say it's bad, but you need a Death Rattle orientated deck, because it's just not really good in my opinion. Rogue, Tomb Pillager, add the coin to your hand. If it dies, so it's a Death Rattle, you have the oh my god, I should be editing videos with cards actually. Coin, purse cutter, something like that, you know. You attack the hero, you get a coin. I'm just going to keep with the effects. It's better. So, I don't know why Rogue got these cards, but it has a lot, like Lord Galivix. Almost the same, but it gives the enemy the coin. So, well, yeah, Rogue is basically about stealing, so it's just a good mechanic. 4 for 4, 5/4. So Evil Heckler is a 4 for 5/4, and it has Taunt, and it's better, and it's still not played that much. In Arena, this is going to be a good card. It's solid, and it has a good Death Rattle, but in Constructed I don't see it played that much. And now if I scroll back just to talk about Arena, the Mounted Raptor is going to be good, along with the Rayon Idol. Desert Camel is going to be really well dependent on your deck. Forgotten Torch is going to be really good. Animated armor is not so good. And Keeper Footman might be good actually if you have a deck like that, like an early tempo that goes into a slower mid game. Creator is bad, Intomb is bad because it's really unreliable. Excavated Evil is good, I think. It's a really solid board clear. And now back to here. To Tomb Pillager, which is going to be a good card for Rogue, if no other good picks there. And it's solid, you can have your coin up, get your other cards out. It's good. Unearthed Raptor. Battlecry, choose a friendly minion and gain a copy of its death rattle effect. So it's a 3-4, so it's basically like a spider tank, which is by itself is good. But early game, you might not want to play it. Like, what do you want to copy? Maybe nothing. Like, I can't think of a card as a rogue that you want, as a friendly card that you want to copy a death rattle of. But late game, or mid game, Piloted Shredder is a solid card. You have it in mostly all the decks, and you can copy it. It's good. It's like a reverse Piloted Shredder, so if it stays on your board, you can copy it next turn, and it's good. Later you can like Sylvanas, which is awesome and ridiculous. What else you have? Sneel's Old Shredder, which is another awesome thing if you can copy it, and it might not be killed. You can Major Domo Executus, copy it, and have 2 Kel'Thuzad triggers. That might be funny if it survives the turn and you copy it, you kill your Major Domo Executus. Like, yeah, so if you have your Major Domo Executus on one turn, you play this on the other turn, Major Domo Executus hits the enemy, you assassinate this, Major Domo, you get your hero power. Can you assassinate your minion? Or somehow you kill it. You use your hero power, you get this one to die somehow, and you use your hero power again. What a combo! Am I right? It's a good card, I think. It's funny, you have to kinda build your deck around it a bit, but it's solid for the value itself. Pit Snake, destroy any minion damaged by this minion. It's a no. Like, 1 health minion, we know it's bad. It's a beast, so it might be good for Hunter from Web Spinner, but otherwise it's a no-no. Shaman, everything is awesome. Give your minions +2/+2, cost 1 less for each Murloc you control. So Bloodlust is give your minions +3, I think, for 5, this is 7. They really want to push you to play Shaman for Murloc decks. Still, I think Paladin now is good, Warlock is always good. Shaman is just not strong enough. I can't feel the draw enough in this deck to make it viable, or I couldn't. But if you can pull this off, this is a good card. Like, you need 4 Murlocs, and it costs 3. And you can buff 4 of your minions +2/+2 for free, so it's basically a +8/+8 for free, which is really good. So if you can make a good Murloc decks with enough draws and enough strengths, you can make actually a really good board. And if you have Bloodlust maybe, but I think you can just replace Bloodlust with this. You can have really big hits. Rumbling Elemental, after you play a Battlecry minion, deal 2 damage to a random enemy. It's bad. 4-mana 2/6, bad stats, bad effect, not really worth to play. It doesn't kill anything, it gets killed for 2-0 or 2-1 kills. I don't like it. Tunnel Rogue, whenever you overload, Game Pass 1 attack per logged mana crystal. So is this something that just stays whenever you overload? So okay, so it's permanent, I think, and 1/3. This is good. Shaman has many overload cards in the early game too, and this can easily be a snowballing card. Like, you can use removals, like Mage uses on. Like, think about it as a maneuver. It's 1/3. It gains strength when you cast a spell. Well, this is almost the same, but you can play minions with. overload and spells like Stoneforge decks and Freckle, anything. There are many overload spells and this can get out of control and deal straight for a 3 or 4 mana cost minion, or even more if you can keep the removals going. But don't forget that you are going to lock your mana kit restores, which is going to prevent you from playing many stuff. So you have to be careful, but this card can be really good and sticky for 1 or 2 more turns than it should, I think. Alright. Warlock. Relic Career Seeker, 1 for a 1/1. If you have 6 other minions, gain +4/+4. This is terrible. Like, even if in arena it's bad, it's a really zoo orientated deck, and I don't see a time when your enemy lets you to have 6 minions. So I don't think this is going to get played. Like, I know you have Implosion and you can have some minions up, but it's risky. And what if you have 3 minions, then use Implosion and fill your board? You can play anything else. Like, you can trade, but I don't know, it's might be funny, but there are other cards that are more useful for a zoo deck, and this card would be for a zoo deck, I suppose. So, no. Curse of Rafam. Give your opponent a cursed card. While they hold it, they take 2 damage on their turn. So this is a... so the cursed card is a 2 mana card, and you just play it. It does nothing. Against Shamans, which is Overload, this is a good card. It doesn't do much though. Like 2 damage against a tempo deck. Tempo decks might think, okay, 2 damage, I can deal with it. Like Face Hunter might throw it away sometimes, but... And yeah, again, sorry for calling Face Hunters out. But any other decks, control decks going to use this because they don't want damage, and then decks that really rely on their health. But this is just 2 mana, so it's not that much. You can use it. If it would be 3 or 4 mana, it would slow your down by a lot. But 2 mana, not really see the strength of it. Unless you have 2 of it and give 2 to the enemy. Then it might annoy it a bit. Dark Peddler, Battle Cry, discover a 1-cost card. Why would you do that again? And 1-cost cards are not good on turn 3. It might help if you don't have a valid turn 3 but another turn 2, and you can play another turn 2 and the discover card. Although, no. Like with Warlock it has Mortal... Oh wait! It can be spelled like Mortal Coil and Overwhelming, Power Overwhelming and Soulfire. So it's not bad in a aggro deck, I think. It's alright. Warrior, Curse Blade, double all damage that your hero. It's off spool. So why would you play this? You have your Fiery Vorax for 2, which if you are in a bad position, like turn 1 Zombie Chow, okay, doesn't mean too much trouble, you pass, let it deal damage to your face, for example, then draw your hammer, hit it, and get back to full health, and you lost nothing. I don't think you need a fast card like this for 2-3, because you might just die. Like, okay, it's 2 damage, it's alright, but sometimes you have to use your Fiery Vorax to deal, or kill a Shredder, which is 4 damage. You can take it. 8 damage? Not really. And it doesn't fare that 1 mana. Even if you're a control warrior, it's too harsh. So, Obsidian Destroyer. At the end, and it's in arena, it's terrible also. Obsidian Destroyer, at the end of your turn, summon a 1/1 Scarab with Taunt. So it's like Hugger, but stronger, with weaker summoning power. It's a control card. The 1/1 Scarabs are alright, like they summon you a Paladin hero power. Imagine the quotes again. This is going to be a target priority to remove. It has 7 attack, which means it is going to be removed by... like it's another target for Big Game Hunter. And it's 7, so Dr. Boom replacement, or with Dr. Boom. Either this or Dr. Boom Survive is actually not bad, and basically it's keep summoning 1/1s like Dr. Boom does, like 1/2 1 bombs, and this summons Scarab. So if it can survive, it gives you more time for your minions to survive without taunt and your face to survive. So the stats are good with this effect, and it's interesting. It's really control warrior deck, and in arena it's a good card in my opinion, even though it's a bit expensive. But for what it does, it can help. 3/3/4 Fierce Monkey Taunt. It's a solid card. Doesn't really see it going to be played, but you have the bolster, which doesn't really seem to get played, and maybe it's a card for that with solid stats to boost you forward it. So if somehow bolster is going to get played, this is going to be a card in that deck. And in arena, this is another good card. It has taunt, it has good stats, it's going to treat for 2/4/1 in the early game, and I like it. So I'm going to take a few minutes of rest to clear my throat, drink some water, and I'm going to continue with the legendary cards and anything else that's left.
Adventure we seek, cross land.